Hello everyone, welcome to Lotus Heart Tarot. I'm super excited to have you here. We are going to dive right into your reading. Spirit, what message do you have for Pisces? Just keep in mind these are general readings, so take what resonates and leave the rest, all right? So here we go. For Pisces, please, Spirit. For Pisces, what do you have for Pisces? For Pisces. Wow, Pisces, I keep getting the same energy when I meditate on your energy for like 3 days, and it's like a how do I want to say? It's like a progression of the same vision. So the first day it was like I felt like it was like in a movie theater outside the actual theater where you go in to see the movie. And it was like someone who once could like move between, going into the actual theater and like standing in that hallway. They were standing in the hallway and they couldn't get into the theater, but there were people all passing by them. They were pacing back and forth. And then yesterday, it was like there were no people in the hallway, and this person was just standing outside, looking at the theater, wanting to go in, couldn't go in, didn't have access. Today, I felt that same energy, and I was like very overwhelmed by the quietness, the silence, and there was a swelling of emotion. So this card right here, it made me, the posters they have outside the movie theater in the like frames that tell you, like, I don't know, they used to tell you the show time or whatever, but it's like, the star and like kind of what it's about. This gave me this feeling of like someone who just wants to go in the theater, pick you up and carry you out, like just, I don't know, it feels dramatic, it feels cinematic. So there's this, there's definitely this desire, and there is this emotion, and there is, it can be passion, but there is definitely a fire energy. It could be that you're dealing with a fire sign or that you have strong fire in your chart, but it's definitely a fiery energy. It's a desirous energy. It's a very wandsy kind of energy. So I feel like I need to clarify this devil in disguise. I feel like it's this person's own thoughts that are telling him, or him or her, whoever, to not say anything, to not say what they want to say, or not come through the way they want to come through. Could also be a bit of an obsession. Oh my gosh, you guys. This devil in disguise is being clarified by Judgment upright, the Emperor in reverse, Temperance in reverse, the Two of Cups upright, the Ten of Cups upright, and Death card upright with the Ace of Wands on the bottom of the deck. I feel like there was a slow and steady coming together. There was something happening here. There was a coming together that was happening. And I feel like it made someone feel out of control, or it stirred up a lot of things within this person that were kind of lower vibrational, fears, illusions, things that prevented this person from, kind of letting this connection reach its highest and best is how it's coming through. And it feels like this person, they definitely want another chance. There's a lot of desire here. With the Ace of Wands and Judgment, this is someone who desires another opportunity. You have the Two of Cups, the Ten of Cups, and the Death card. So it feels like this person, you know, this is a relationship that I feel like it had some healing energy to it. It was a true soul connection. It was one where this person actually allowed themselves to feel emotional contentment with another person. This may be something that this person has never really allowed themselves to do. I'm kind of reading in reverse. You know, it's like one of those movies or like White Lotus, how like the first episode they show you that where you're gonna end up. That's how this is even feeling to me. It's like, how did we get here? And you have this breaking down the walls and make things happen and forever. These two cards are giving me like, you may work together or go to school together, or there may be it may be like where you email each other or text each other as a primary form of communication, or something like, I don't know why, but it's really giving me like written notes or written, you know, like something like that. Anyway, that's not going to be for everyone, but it feels like there is a lot of communication here that I think was breaking down this person's walls. I think that they started to feel like they were losing control, or that if they let you get any closer, they wouldn't be able to resist you, or they would lose themselves in the situation. With the Emperor and Temperance in reverse, it's like this person, you know, they could be someone who actually like loves very deeply, and they, you know, have loved the wrong person. You know, I'm sure as a Pisces you can relate to that. It can also be, you also have Sagittarius and Aries energy and Scorpio energy here. So just, I don't know why I felt the need to say all that, but there's this energy though of it's like I'm losing control, or they could also be that they were working on a long-term plan, something that required a lot of patience and a lot of focus and a lot of consideration. And this connection may have felt like a threat to their long-term plan, or what they were working on their own. But there's definitely a sense here of someone feeling like they could lose themselves, or they could lose control over their situation, or they would be unable to render a logical, sensible decision. Like, you know, they wouldn't be in the driver's seat of their own life anymore if they like really gave into this. Because I feel this sense of this wall being this person's safety, you know, being there, you know, it feels like a fortress type wall. And it's something that they definitely built to keep themselves safe, to keep themselves upright, to keep themselves in control. And it feels like it was coming down. And it feels like it may have triggered this person. They stopped making decisions that were in their highest and best and in the highest and best of this connection. With the Emperor in reverse and Judgment here, and something had to change. With Judgment and the Death card, I feel like there was an ending, some kind of separation, or some kind of something that was like, okay, you know, we can't go any further. And I can't tell who would have done that yet, but it feels so abrupt. You know, it's giving me that vibe of when you're in your warm bed and, you know, it's cold outside or whatever, I don't know, and there's some kind of emergency or something that is, it's like harsh, and you have to like get up, and it's it's like a million times harsher because you were in this warm, cuddly, cozy bed that you just wanted to stay in, and boom, you're thrust into this cold environment that's waking you up and that is requiring you to like bring your full mental power, and you know, really you just left your soul back in the bed. You know what I mean? It feels like something like that. Like we're going along and it's all cozy and warm and cuddly and wonderful. And then boom, there's this harsh, cold ending. And it feels like there was no preparation. It feels like, you know, just dropping into the deep end very suddenly. But the desire, the passion, the want is still here. I think this person started seeing themselves as being married or being in a long-term commitment with you. That may have been what triggered them. That may have been what freaked them out. You have forever and you have dreams of marriage, happy thoughts. It could even be that this person may have felt like you started to see them as your long-term partner. And sometimes that can freak people out, you know, because they're not sure if they can rise to meet the occasion or if they're worthy or if they're going to be able to make you happy or keep you happy for the long term. It just, with this devil in disguise, it feels like this person's own thoughts or their own insecurities or their own, you know, desire to sort of protect themselves or keep themselves safe, like really is what brought about the ending. That doesn't necessarily mean that they broke things off and walked away, but it could be. It could also be that you saw that this had a limitation. It wasn't going to move beyond a place and you knew you deserved more than that, so you walked on. So let's see. It could be some combination of both. I grabbed the Ocean of Emotion deck because I was feeling such a swelling of emotion when I was channeling your energy earlier here, Pisces. This person could have been heavily focused on money or their job. Oh. This person is seriously emotional. This person, I mean, see, there's a reason why they saw you as a long-term partner or marriage material. They see you as someone who is very intelligent, very creative. This is like soulmate, empressy kind of energy here with this strength and this creative energy. It says, your strength inspires me. You inspire my mind and fill me with light. I think that you see things or you have a different approach. Pisces as a sign are very, all of a sudden I felt guided to say happy birthday. So happy birthday. Pisces as a sign is one of the most creative signs. Oftentimes you're very artistic, but even the way that you see life and the way that you view things, you know, you're able to see the unseen in the seen and the, you know, you have such a unique and different perspective. You're, you know, partway in the ethers tapping into limitless possibilities and partway in real life, you know, and you can daydream and imagine and, you know, create whole situations and scenarios. And, you know, when other people get this vision or are able to tap into that energy, it can be kind of addicting, you know, it can be like, wow, you know, it's like touching the sun. And I feel like with this person, it's kind of like you woke up something within them that was latent or that was, because when you see their energy here with the stress, the greed and the guilt, and you see the energy that you introduce into their life, you can see how freeing, and you can even see like in the Strength card that letting go of a chain, you know, a big heavy chain. So there's just this energy of possibility that exists with you that doesn't exist in this world. It's like this person is almost like being in this echo chamber of what they have to accomplish, what they have to do, what comes next, what's the next step in their plan, where they're headed, what their next, you know, rung in the ladder is. You know, maybe they're climbing a corporate ladder, maybe they're, you know, getting an education, maybe they're, you know, but it's all sort of focused on, you know, achievement, accomplishment. I did get the sense with the Emperor in reverse and the Temperance in reverse that this person isn't really where they want to be yet in their career potentially, or they're not really where they want to be. Like, it's almost as if they've been on this plan. I mean, you know, if you ask some of the top billionaires in the world, are you where you want to be? They're like, no, I want more, you know? So, you know, it never kind of ends, right? But with that, that energy, it can also just be like, I've been on this path, I've been working toward this. Anything, you can see how this person isn't, their eyes are not open in any of these cards, you know, they're covering, they're not looking at anything outside of this space right here. And so it's kind of like, I'm very heavily focused on this. And it could be their job, but it doesn't have to be. I mean, with this greed, it says I want it all and I deserve it all. It could be self-centeredness. It could be, you know, that I got to look out for myself. I can only rely on myself. I can't let other people in. I can't let other people distract me. It doesn't have to be a career, but for some of you, definitely there is some kind of career focus here. This person, since this ending, is having a very hard time. You have this depressed, distracted, and sorry energy. It says, nothing matters anymore. I give up. Because, you know, it's like I just said to you, you know, if you ask some of the top billionaires in the world, if they have enough, they're going to say, no, I want more. It's never ending and it's empty. And it's like one accomplishment after another. And you're like, oh, I did that. I conquered that. Okay, off to find the next thing to conquer. And it never stops. It never ends, right? And if you don't also have love or some other dimension to your life, I mean, and really it is love, companionship, friendship, deep relationship energy, then it's very empty. And it's kind of like with this person, once you start to see yourself committing to someone and building a life with someone, and then you go back to, I'm by myself and I need to just focus on this the same way I did, you feel like something's missing. You feel like, well, what am I doing this for myself? You know, like there's an emptiness, there's something missing, you know, and even though they may have questioned their ability to be able to provide or to be able to really show up for this relationship or to be what you need or to sort of, you know, keep you over time, there is this energy of, you know, it gave more purpose to their plan. It gave more meaning to what they were building, what they cared about, what they wanted. And now it's like they can't stop thinking about you. Here, you know, it's like their mind is just full. It says, I'm under so much pressure with this stress card. And their mind is so full, just occupied with what they're focused on, what they're building, what they're concentrating on. Here, it's like they're trying to concentrate on this and they can't, because all they can think about is this over here, you know, is in this over here and this up here and this right here. And so there is something within them that's saying, you know, I hope Pisces will forgive me. I hope that if I apologize, if I come back around, if I, you know, make some kind of gesture or offer, or I show up in a very apologetic way, that maybe Pisces will forgive me. You have this person on the bottom of the deck waving the white flag saying, can we forgive and forget and surrender? You know, and this is like, it feels like someone who was fighting something, right? When do we surrender? We surrender when we've been at war. And, you know, we've been fighting something and we don't want to fight anymore. you know, we're ready to give into it. And so it feels like this person is coming to that place where they don't want to fight this anymore. They don't want to let this devil inside them keep controlling them, and keep them away from you in this. Okay, let's see. I'm going to pull some message cards. I felt guided to get these. So, you know, they're not all going to be for, you know, everyone, right? So, but just so take what resonates and leave the rest, right? On the bottom of the deck, it says, come closer to me. This says, I admire you. Please don't leave me. I've been careless with your heart. I miss holding you. There is a real strong physical chemistry that I feel here with that like passionate lover, that Ace of Wands. I do feel like they miss that physical touch. We made a promise. We both have work to do on ourselves. I feel with that Temperance energy that you were working on yourselves, like both of you were stretching yourself and pushing yourself in this relationship to break down your walls and to open up to each other and to build trust and to allow yourself to open to emotional contentment with another person. So I feel like, you know, that part of this relationship, part of the purpose of this connection was, you know, breaking down your own barriers against love. And I think you were doing that. I think you had done that. And I think it's kind of too late. It's like trying to put, you know, the spilled milk back in a cup. It's kind of like, I already have feelings, or I'm already vulnerable to you. I've already allowed this much of my wall to come down. And it's enough for me to know that I feel so much better and stronger and whatever in this connection with this 10 of Cups than I did before. And it's like, you know, when you return to the life that you had before someone came into your life, it can be comforting if you weren't getting what you needed or what you wanted, or, you know, it had grown stagnant or whatever. Then when you return to your life, you're kind of like, okay, well, here's a place where I can make a difference and where I can focus and buckle down and get something accomplished and feel movement again. But when you have left something that was blossoming and burgeoning and bringing a new dimension and facet into your life and into your being and waking you up in new ways and lighting up new parts of you, or parts that have been dead for a long time, and then when you go back to your life, it's like, oh my gosh, you know, it's cold, it's lonely, it's damp, it's dingy, you know. It doesn't hold the same fullness that it may have before. The Five of Swords flipped, but then flipped back over. So, but man, it is really like, it wants to be seen. It was sticking out like crazy. This person is in their head for sure. They can't let go. They can't let go of the connection. 9 of Wands, you know, they still want it, you know. I feel like this feels like them trying to kind of rebuild their wall. But it's like put themselves back into protected mode. It's also giving me that energy of the person standing outside the movie theater, like wanting this, desiring this, you know, feeling emotion about the situation, like not being able to let go, not being able to walk away, not being able to, and the silence this morning, you know, just the eerily quiet, like it was far too quiet. It shouldn't have been that quiet, you know. And in that type of silence and that type of quiet, you can't really hide from your thoughts. It's when you have thoughts in your mind that make you really happy and bring you a sense of joy, right? Like when you're falling in love and you're thinking about that person and you're thinking about last night when you saw that person or had dinner with that person, or the twinkle in their eye, or the way their quirky smile, or, you know, and it's filling you with joy and pleasure to think about them, then silence is a beautiful thing. It's a huge expanse for you to just kind of frolic and play in those thoughts and that imagination. But when the reality is that the silence is there because that person is no longer talking to you, then that silence carries a weight, and it carries a sadness, and it carries, you know, it's like, I don't know, you know, it's like when my kids come home and our house is just full of people talking and laughing and cooking and baking and, you know, people doing what people do at home. And then they leave and it's just me and Bhakti, you know, it's so quiet, and it's like, oh, you know, I miss the noise, I miss the sounds, I miss, you know, all of that, you know, you feel it. So you feel the absence, even though before they were home, I was thrilled with my silence. I was happy about my silence. I could do whatever I wanted, you know? It's feeling like that. And it's like, it's sort of, with this Nine of Wands, there's almost this persistence that is uninvited with it. You know, see how she has her chin sticking out? There's almost this, I'm trying to be tough in this situation. But, you know, the persistence is in the silence. It's in the absence. You can see there's like no one else on this beach. There's nothing else happening. There's no distraction. And yet this desire persists. I can't get rid of it. I can't let it go. I've tried to build my wall back up, but it's not protecting me the way that it used to. Because this desire persists. And so with that Chariot, it's feeling like this person is really like, I need to come forward. Like, this is my person, you know, it's persisting for a reason. I can't let it go for a reason. And, you know, there's also this, it's not going anywhere. It's not going to get better. It's not going to stop this, me wanting them, or wanting even to talk to them, or wanting the silence filled. It's not going to dissipate. So then you have the Seven of Cups on the bottom of the deck, which you have the Seven of Cups with the Four of Pentacles underneath it, with the Temperance underneath that. And, you know, the Temperance card was this card of where you were coming together so nice and cozy and snuggly in the warm bed. And, you know, it's so this person is feeling like they have to be very careful about how they come forward. They definitely want to be successful with the Chariot energy. But with the Four of Pentacles, it's like, it feels like you're very guarded, that you understand the worth and the value of what you have to offer and what you have to give, and you're not really open to hearing from this person or giving to them anymore the way that you once did. So they have to figure out a way to open you back up again. And it feels like it's weighing heavy on their mind, like they're trying to decide what is the best way to do this, or even, do I have a chance? For some of you, this person may have kind of treated you like an option, or like just one other thing in their life that they were dealing with, you know, or that you were even maybe a distraction from what their real actual focus was. And there's just a lot of regret. So you have the Ace of Swords, the Hermit, and the Temperance. Temperance is just a very strong energy for you right now, Pisces. It just keeps coming out. Some of you are definitely dealing with Sagittarius. Um, you know, I keep getting this feeling with that Nine of Wands that the fact that this person can't let go of this desire, or the fact that this person can't even stop thinking about this, that they can't let it go, or that they can't get space from their desire for this, is bringing a lot of clarity to this person about this connection, about this relationship, and even about, you know, life and what they want from life. There's just something here with this Ace of Swords where it's just cutting right to the heart of the matter. You know, it's not missing, it's hitting, you know, it is bringing this complete clarity. It's illuminating multiple things. Like you don't want them less today than you did the last time you saw them, or the first time you saw them. And in fact, maybe in some cases it's getting even more intense. And you've tried to build back your wall. You've tried to return to your life before this happened, or you met this person, and you can't. You're unable, despite your best effort. And you are I want to say you're even trying to resist the way that you feel, and resisting it is only making it clearer how, you know, the intensity of it. You have also the 9 energy. The Hermit is the 9, and then you have this 9 of Wands. So it's also this person feeling very singular, or very single. Like there's a loneliness, and there's an aloneness, and it's like maybe that was fine before, but when you meet someone that you can truly see yourself being happy with for the rest of your life, it's different than being by yourself. Even if you thought by yourself you could be happy, I honestly think with this particular Ace of Swords, it's even showing to me though that what this person thought would make them happy, they're starting to realize was kind of empty, or isn't maybe even necessarily making them happy anymore. You know, it's lonely. It doesn't make them feel all warm and cuddly in the bed, you know. With the Hermit card and the Chariot card, this is like when this person really says to themselves, okay, then what do you want? Then what truly do you want? You know, this person wants to come together. You have the Chariot and you have Temperance. These are two very balanced energies, of two energies coming together, the masculine energy and the feminine energy. And that doesn't mean man and woman. It just means masculine energy and feminine energy. And so it's like, you know, even when they're connecting by themselves with what they really want, you know, on a spiritual level, on a physical level, on an emotional level, on all these levels, it's like partnership seems to feel like the answer. And so this is going to require this person to make a bold move, or to take a big action. With this Chariot, it's like, I'm coming in, and I'm coming in for victory and success. And I'm sure about what I'm doing here. I'm sure about what I want. I'm sure about who you are to me. With Temperance and the Chariot, there's a very like deep soulmate kind of connection. You are the person who can match me stride for stride. You are the person who I can mix and meld with in a very healthy, balanced, whole, fulfilling kind of way. So let's see. What is this person gonna do? Wow. Whoa. So I asked what this person is going to do, and we have the Ace of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Fool card. That's pretty self-explanatory, no? We have another 9. I will say we have 3 9s in your reading with very few cards out, so 999 could be important. It is also, you know, it's a very single energy kind of card. And it is also the end, or, you know, the completion point of a cycle. So there is this energy of, you know, when you add the Ace of Pentacles with the 9 of Pentacles, you get the 10 of Pentacles. It's like, let me offer to this person something solid and stable to kind of take us out of this singular energy and bring us into more of this balanced partnership kind of energy. But this person is like, I can't hold back. They may have been holding back in the past. Yeah, I mean, you've got the Fool card with the King of Swords and the Two of Cups underneath that, with the Page of Swords underneath that. I feel like this person, they just had a really kind of almost like sterile approach. They were logical, they were analytical. Like I said, they were focused on something. Sometimes this can be self-centered or just emotionally unavailable. You know, like, I can show up for you. I can have great conversations with you. I might be an amazing date, right? I'll keep you on your toes the whole time. I may be attractive. I may be really good at what I do. I may be really impressive. And on paper, I may be the person you want to marry. But when it comes to like keeping you warm and fuzzy and feeling loved and cared for, you know, I might not be the best, you know, because that sword kind of keeps me a little cold and distant, you know? But I feel like this person, they're not holding back anymore. Wow, with this Page of Swords, with the 5 of Cups, the 4 of Wands, yeah. You know, I feel like, you know, this person has definitely had some kind of major realization, you know, especially with that Ace of Swords energy and this Fool card. And so it's kind of like I'm kind of jumping off without reservation because it's so clear to me, because I know now for sure. You know, when you're dealing with someone who's in the 9 of Pentacles, right? You have to be kind of serious because they've built their life. They've taken the time and exerted the energy and had the focus to build a life that is really great on its own. And so if you want to join someone like that who's in the 9 of Pentacles, you have to show up in a way that makes it worth it for that person to let you in. And I feel like with that King of Swords energy, you can show up like that, but you have to work your way out of it. You know, you have to, you got to be able to kind of offer more than that. And I mean, it's interesting because I feel this conflict even when I'm saying this, because I feel this sense with this person, and I feel this almost every day in the reading, where it's like this person struggles to see where they were not offering enough. It's like, I don't know if they were showing up and like possibly taking you on dates, or if they were, You know, I don't know. But also with this sword, there can be an abrupt cutoff. It can be like, I was offering you everything until I cut it off. Or I don't know. There's something around that, though, where it's like this person isn't totally seeing things the same way you are, or they think that offering that is enough, or should be enough, or someone should be grateful to receive that. I mean, it is king energy, right? But you know, we all have different needs, we all have different love languages, and it feels like it just lacked emotion or rawness or vulnerability on some level, or it may have come to shove, and it may have been time to show vulnerability, and that person just couldn't. They just couldn't. They weren't there. You have the Eight of Swords in reverse with the Six of Wands in reverse with the Eight of Cups in reverse, clarifying this Nine of Pentacles. And this is what's giving me this energy of, you know, someone who knows their worth and knows their value isn't going to say, yeah, you know, I'll settle, I'll take less. They're not accustomed to that. They're accustomed to, this is what I want. And, you know, it's not easy, but I know that I'm capable, and I believe in myself, and I believe in my worth and my value and my ability to create abundance. And I believe that the universe is an abundant place. And I believe that if it isn't you, it will be someone else. And so they don't take less than they deserve. And with that Eight of Swords right up top in reverse, it's like this person may have seen the limitations on the relationship, or even the limitations on what someone was willing to give, or where someone was willing to go, or how vulnerable someone was willing to be. And they may have seen that, like, hey, this cannot be successful. This cannot move possibly to a place of commitment or long-term relationship, as long as it's limited by the way this person is thinking, what their thought process is, what they will allow and they won't allow. And so this person may have then had to, or felt like they had to walk away. And it seems to me like this person is sort of, the other person is figuring it out. They're starting to see it. They're starting to understand, like, that their own limitations, or their own kind of boundary, or their own, the Eight of Swords can really be a card of protection. You know, a lot of times our thoughts are generated by our ego to protect us. And when we kind of allow ourselves to let our thoughts do that, keep bringing us around to the same place, you know, it's self-entrapment. Entrapment is an illusion. We're never stuck. We're never stagnant. This isn't a stuck or stagnant universe, ever. Never, ever. It's in constant change, always. And so thinking that you're stuck, or thinking that you're stagnant, or allowing something in your life to become stagnant, it is a self-induced situation, right? Because at any given moment, we can tap into the energy flow of the universe, and we can experience change. So, you know, I feel like this person, it's like they're almost getting exposed to themselves, the ways in which they let their logic, their reason, their way of thinking, their whatever, they may even realize, like, they may not have even known that they were doing this to protect themselves, or that this was some kind of defensive mechanism, but they're having an awakening around this. And I think they're having this awakening because it caused you to walk away. And I don't think that many people stand up to the King of Swords. Like, I feel like this King of Swords kind of gets away with offering what they want to offer, and kind of having what they want, because they're strong and they're articulate, and they're, you know, they can really convince you that they're right, or that it's in the highest and best, or that, like, they can even use their words very artfully to kind of talk you into things. But I feel like, Pisces, you saw there can be no victory here as long as this thought process is what exists. It's going to limit this connection. There will be no success there. I will not get what I need and what I want from the relationship, and it's just not worth the risk. Like, my life is too good, or what I have created is worth too much for me, to me. And now it's like, I feel like this person is trying to get you to walk back around, or trying to get you to even, look at them in a different way, to want to come back around. With the Three of Cups clarifying the Ace of Pentacles, I feel like this person does want some kind of reconciliation, or they do want to celebrate. They do want to have like a comeback together. They may even... Wow. They may even, if you have friends in common, or if you have some kind of group in common, or if there is some kind of celebration or event coming up, they may even be making a plan around that. Like, I'll offer this to Pisces then or there, or you know what I mean? Like, and I don't necessarily get that's for a lot of you, but for some of you, it could be like, they may have friends helping them to try to bring this back together, or trying to bring a new opportunity in this relationship, that they can sort of seize upon and like use to offer you something. I do see under this Death card, right, you have the High Priestess, which is saying to me, this is over, and they really don't know how you feel. You're sitting in your power, in your truth, and in your authenticity. And I think that has been a real wake-up call for them. I feel like they do definitely want to offer you something. Or this Ace of Cups is also sort of... when we love ourselves and we choose ourselves, and we sort of bounce back into our power, into our authenticity, when something really jarring happens, it is an example for everyone of the power of self-love. And we want people in our lives that are like this. Some people are very threatened by it, but if we are an evolved person and we are, striving to be our best self, then when someone does this, when someone goes back into this power, you realize the value of them, and you realize the value of them opening up to you. They didn't have to. They didn't do it in order to get validation, or in order to kind of fulfill themselves. They let you see inside of them. They opened up to you, which is a choice. It's not an act of desperation. It's not an act of insecurity. It is something of real, rare value. There are not that many people that operate that way in this world. Their value is from within, and that's why when they lose you, they are able to bounce back into this like high empowered energy, where they know that like everything happens for a reason, and anything that's meant for them isn't going to pass them by, and that, if this is meant to be, it will be, but if it's not, it won't. And either way, they're going to have the best result by keeping their vibration high and taking care of themselves and choosing themselves. And I think, with the Two of Wands and the King of Cups underneath that, someone is like, I have a lot to think about. It's almost like I have a lot to aspire to. And this decision that I'm making, whether I come back around and try to have a rebirth here in this situation, it's kind of a reflection of how I feel about myself. Do I love myself? Am I the same kind of person? Do I find my value in myself, or am I constantly searching for it outside and constantly feeling stressed and overwhelmed by my life that I don't have time to make space for this, or I don't even have time to see the value of this, or I can convince myself or whatever that this doesn't matter when it's really so rare and precious. Of course it matters. This person's definitely, I feel like, getting ready to talk. Most King of Cups, they're sitting there very silently, right? But this one is blowing into this conch shell. it's just, it's giving me this feeling of someone who has really figured out a deep truth in life and wants to share it with the world. And it's about love, and it's about mastering their own emotions and their own ability to like have emotion and to also feel secure and stable and able to really show up. So wow, there's such a change in the energy here. Man, so we've got the Eight of Pentacles, the Page of Wands, the Magician, and the Six of Wands on the bottom of the deck. This is like, you know, in Pisces, you may have turned your back on this person and focused on your work or what's in front of you. And I feel like they know less and less about your life. The moons here, it's giving me this energy of, you know, when you're dating someone or when you're in constant contact with someone, it's like they sort of know, oh, you had this for lunch. Oh, you have this plan on Friday. Oh, you're going here. Oh, you get your nails done here. Oh, you do yoga at this studio at this time. You know what I mean? Like they know there's an illumination about where you are and what you're doing, and they have a full sense of your life and who you are and what you're about. And I feel, you see how it like drops off into this like new moon energy? I feel that they know less and less and less about what you're doing, who you're with, where you're spending your time, what fills your days, and what you're thinking about, you know. And I get this sense of kind of like it's only going to get harder the more time that passes, because the moon phases, you know, they tell us what day we're on, right? The more days that pass, it's like the less access I'm gonna have, the less I'm gonna know, the more in the dark I'm gonna be. You know, I don't know where Pisces focuses. I don't know what Pisces is, you know, doing. And they are sure, though, here with the Page of Wands and the Magician, they are sure about what they want, and they are stepping into their power in order to have it. And they are, you know, the Magician is a very multi-dimensional character. And, you know, before it felt very like, I'm just the King of Swords. You know, it's like I'm very focused on whatever this is, and I'm very emotionally detached. The Magician has all of the tools in his tool belt. You know, he's got the sword, he's got the wand, he's got the cup, he's got the pentacle, he's got them all. And he knows how to use them, and he knows how to take a result that he doesn't like and doesn't want and transmute it into a result that he's thrilled with. And it's like he's definitely looking at that, and he's definitely contemplating that. But with the Page of Wands, he's like, I've made my choice. I know what I want. And on the bottom of the deck, you have that Six of Wands upright, where we had the Six of Wands in reverse right underneath this. So it's telling me that, like, Pisces, where you felt success wasn't possible before based on the way they were thinking or what their energy was or their own limitations, now you're starting to even see, imagine, believe that there can be success here. There's also an energy here of you could be getting recognition. Like, this person may not be knowing what you're working on, but you could be getting some kind of recognition that they're aware of. Or, you know, it's like maybe, you know, there were people who were interested in you who were not stepping forward because you were with this person. And now that this person isn't in play anymore, or clearly you were standing here by yourself, it's like other people are feeling like they have some kind of chance with you. Seven of Swords, Five of Swords. Even if whether that's possible or not, this person imagines that that is what's happening. They are imagining that you're getting a ton of attention. Oh my. There is a sense of urgency here. This person's thoughts are draining the crap out of them. And they can't stand it. See, this is that whole movie theater thing with the silence, the emotion, the swelling, all of it with this Ten of Swords. This is pushing this person into their power because, you know, there's a limitation to what we can handle, right? And like our own thoughts are the things that typically bring us down in life. And here it's like this person's thoughts are killing them. They're draining them. You know, they don't know where you are. They don't know who you're with. They don't know what's happening in your life. It's making them crazy. We did see that Emperor in reverse. Could be dealing with an Aries, but there's also an energy of someone who likes to be in control, right? They didn't want to lose control to this relationship. And it's like, oh, damn, here they lost control of the relationship. And now they've lost control even of themselves in their own life with their own thoughts. Because they can't let go of their desire for this. And now their thoughts are becoming too intense for them. You know, all the possibilities that you could be entertaining other people, that you could be moving on, that they're, you know, just even like, I'm even getting like a beating up the self kind of energy of like, how did you know, let that person slip away? Why didn't you realize what you had when you had it? You know, like just a lot of kind of harsh energy here with this Ten of Swords, and it's unbearable, and which is what is forcing this person to really step into their power and figure out that they do have tools and that they better get to work using them if they want any hope of transforming the situation from where it is to where they would like it to be. The Eight of Pentacles is being clarified by the Two of Swords and the Sun card. And, you know, the Two of Swords, you know, it's usually a card of stagnancy. It's usually a card where, you know, the swords are crossed over the heart, and so the heart is off limits, and then there's the blindfold, and this person they basically are not looking for anything, and they're certainly not looking to feel anything, and you know, they're really protective of themselves. But if you look at this Two of Swords, this person has a bow and an arrow, and she's ready to like let the bow, you know, let that arrow fly, and her eyes are closed. Like, I mean, she's blindfolded. So it's like taking a shot in the dark, right? But the energy of the stagnancy remains in the fact that, you know, the bow is taut and pulled and she hasn't let it go. And so it feels to me, you know, because remember how I got the strong feeling of he doesn't know where you are or what you're doing. You know, he doesn't have a sense of your life. It's like he is shooting in the dark, or she is shooting in the dark. You know, what is this person available, or are they not available? You know, are they even open to hearing from me? And so there is this, like, I'm pulled back and I'm ready to go and I'm ready to communicate, but like, I really, you know, don't know what I'm shooting into, or like what, you know, it's like, I don't really know what the response is going to be. I don't know, you know, but it's kind of like, you got to take the shot, you know. With the Sun card here, this is like clarity. You don't know unless you take the shot. You don't get to find out. You don't get to know. Are you going to be happy? Are you going to be healed? Can this be fixed? Can you return to this bliss that you were in before this all happened? There's only one way to find out, and that's to let that arrow fly. That's to reach out, that's to communicate. And you know, even in this Sun card, there's a gong, for God's sake. And it's kind of like for someone who we saw in the beginning was so controlled and refined and predictable in a way, and just regimented and disciplined, and you know, not emotional, and you know, it's almost like a deconstruction that I feel like I'm watching throughout this reading of that energy, where it's like this person, it's almost like taking apart the wall in a very physical way. And it's kind of like, I keep hearing this song by Rachel Platten. I think it's called This Is My Fight Song. And it's like, I only have one match, but it can cause an explosion. You know, it's giving me this feeling of like, I'm going to let my intentions be known. I'm going to, you know, because I need to know either way. Like if this person has moved on and they don't have time for me, or they're not available, or they can't show up, or they aren't interested, or whatever, it may really rock my world. It may really cause, you know, an explosion. But at least I can begin the recovery process, or at least, although even as I say that, I feel this energy of like, I don't know if I can handle it, which is why we get stuck in the stagnancy. But there's a real true like need for clarity, where it's just like, I have to know. With the World card on the bottom of the deck, this communication, this reaching out, this coming forward energy is definitely closing out a cycle. And wow, with the King of Swords underneath that and the Seven of Cups, it's a cycle of someone being emotionally unavailable and maybe even concerned or distracted by other things, or things that they're trying to accomplish, or you know, having their focus elsewhere. And with the Seven of Cups, a bunch of fears and illusions that kept them super occupied, or kept them from actually really ever even looking directly at the worth and the value and appreciating what they had when they had it. They look, you got the Ace of Wands with the Ten of Cups and the Empress underneath that. You know, this says somebody that really, really, really wants a shot at emotional contentment, and they know you're the one. And it's like, if it means I have to sacrifice this energy, or I have to figure out a way to move beyond this energy or conquer this energy, then that's what has to happen. And if that requires me to, like, you know, make some kind of big communication, or put a lot at risk, and like really make myself feel very shaken vibrationally on the inside to bring clarity to a situation, to tell someone how happy they make me and how, you know, much I care for them, then that's what I have to do. But like with that Ten of Swords, it's like, I can't stay here. I can't stay in this energy of not knowing and letting my thoughts really eat me up from the inside out. So I think someone's getting ready to step forward in a big way, Pisces. I think you're going to get the clarity that you need regardless here. I think this is someone who saw everything that you saw and then some in the relationship, but they were very stuck in their own ways. They were very stuck in a way of thinking, or in a way of being that was, it could have come across self-serving, or it could have been self-serving, but it was very routinized and very much like, this is how it is. Yeah. If you're dealing with a water sign, you're getting, I want to talk to you. You deserve more. Yeah. I regret how I handled things before, and regret again. Yeah. If you're dealing with a fire sign, you're getting, wait for me. I am overcoming my fears. You were so unexpected. I can't stop thinking of you. I mean, these cards are dead on this reading. If you're dealing with an earth sign, okay. I want your attention. I had no idea you would end up meaning so much. Oh yeah. I am sorry I triggered you. Guilt. And I don't want to let you down. If you're dealing with an air sign, I knew there was a flipper. Okay. You got good intentions. I am still moved by you. The changes are real. Angry. Be patient with me, please. All right, guys, this is what I have for you. This energy, it's like intensifying. I feel like you have someone who just wants things to be the way that they were. I feel like they want to surrender. I feel like they want to stop fighting whatever this is between you. I feel like you make them very happy. I feel like the way they were fighting you in this connection, or the intensity of this connection, they're fighting themselves now. And it's not sustainable, and it's building to kind of a head where they're going to have to do something. They're going to have to bring clarity or bring it out into the light so that, good or bad, they can deal with it. It's sort of what it feels like at this moment. So, let me know if this resonates. Like, share, subscribe, comment. I'd love to hear from you guys. And gosh, until next time, I send you off with all my very best. Bye-bye.